Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to continue with this series of idols as romantic partners, how they would be like in a relationship. So yes, today I'm going to do Enhypen's J because he was recommended. So yes, let's see the cards that he got. He got the cards of magical child or magic child. I don't know the right translation. Hedonist, virgin, and femme fatale. And then from the tarot, he got the card of the devil, the wheel of fortune, and from the oracle of earth wisdom, he got the card of relief. So yes, I think that starting with this archetype of the magic or magical child, um, I think definitely he is someone that he would enter relationships, or he enters relationship with a lot of optimism, in the sense that probably this indicates that he is very childlike, like, but in a positive sense, but I think that probably the way he behaves in a relationship is to bring out his inner child. Probably he's very goofy, or he's very innocent about certain things, and he just seems a bit immature. So probably this could indicate that it doesn't matter um, when he starts to date or starts to have a proper relationship, that he will always remain with this sort of very childlike attitude, like making jokes, and being very spontaneous in this sense. And since this archetype is about a magical child, I think that probably he likes to make the other person feel special. Like with this, he definitely tries his best to impress the other person, but to also like help them to connect with their inner child themselves. So probably he is very, it seems like with this nature, with this archetype of the magical child, um probably he's someone that he has this sort of like brightness and very pure energy that somehow it's at the early stages of a relationship, that it's very loving to see, that you probably cannot help but to feel like very very attracted to him, because like entering the relationship being really cute, very childlike, very like just beautiful, and I think that this is probably a side to him that it's very different from what he portrays on camera, or on a stage, of course. So probably he has a part of himself where he is a bit innocent in some aspects. But this is very interesting for me, because there's a lot of like, it seems that the cards that I got for him are telling me a story, and somehow they are telling me like an evolution of his character while he is on a relationship. Because we start with the archetype of a child, and then we go to the card of the hedonist. So definitely with the hedonist, it means that probably once he gets comfortable with the person that he is with, um, probably he starts to, like really loving the idea of being in a relationship, like having like the enjoying the benefits of having a relationship, and actually like being like, oh, I like the idea of being someone's partner, and actually loving, I don't know, going on dates, and just like enjoying themselves, and really being like, I like this, probably from a superficial kind of side, because the hedonist, it's an energy that they enjoy, like they enjoy the good things in life, so probably if he gets really comfortable and if he starts seeing like, oh, a lot of I am experiencing a lot of fun dates or a lot of like funny moments with the person that I like I want to keep doing this, like I really enjoy this. um and then he got the archetype of the virgin. So there's a bit of this, literally cannot, like, doesn't represent whether he's a virgin or not, but it seems like he goes through like he goes through a sort of like duality of acting like a virgin in a lot of aspects in the relationship, and then like turning into this very passionate person, because we have the archetype of the virgin and then we have the archetype of the femme fatale. So it seems like he goes through those sort of mood changes, like where probably he does surprise his partner, because it would be like, oh, he seems very, probably I would say immature. We got the card of the magical child, so there's something about being childish, but then we have the femme fatale. So there's something about him being very perceived by their partner as very goofy, but then eventually once he gets comfortable with you, he starts to show you that actually he has a lot of desire and passion, and that he's very seductive when he wants to, that he's very aware of his magnetism or his ability to seduce the person that he loves, or the person that he's with. So um it seems like he does uses his seductiveness or his beauty to appeal the other person, but it's like a sudden change, a sudden shift that the other person doesn't expect. I don't know if probably, I could make like, I could give you an example. For example, if you are, I don't know, if you spend time with him in the initiate states of the relationship, and he seems like someone that doesn't talk about sexy things, for example, or sexual things. But then once he gets comfortable with you, you start to notice that his sexy or sexual energy starts to appear, because he starts to act, or his body language changes. So he starts to seduce you, or to really like set the mood for something more deep and strong, and to build almost like a sexual tension between the two of you. So I think that it's very interesting, because I believe it's like unexpected, because we have one side that is the virginal side, and then we have the femme fatale. So definitely he knows that um he knows how to seduce people. But so if you think that he is, or probably if his partner thinks that he's all sweet and all games and all like very very youthful and very like, you know like just having fun, and I think he does have a hidden side to him, where actually he's very magnetic, and he's very like, he knows he has the charms, and he knows how to use them. And probably I think that he does seduce his partner with with actions, probably his body language changes. and the way he moves around the person, or the way he touches that person, the way he changes even his tone of voice. He becomes sexy all of the sudden, and you're like, oh my god, I didn't know you had that side of you. And he is someone that he has a lot of desire inside. He's very passionate, but probably he prefers to be perceived as someone that doesn't have experience. And actually, I believe that he does. Unconsciously, probably he does know how to seduce. Um, because then another cards that indicate that he tends to change, like, and very suddenly of character somehow, because we have the Wheel of Fortune, and then we have the Devil card. So definitely once he is in a relationship, he probably starts very like he starts with a very like optimistic attitude, and like, okay, let's hang out, let's see each other, let's have fun, almost like as if you're dating your friend or your best friend, like he's a really nice guy, he's entertaining, he's very, like, it seems like he's very like outgoing, but it seems like he gives this image of him not being that deep, but actually once he is in a relationship and once he enjoys the company of his person, he starts to show attributes of someone that actually he can potentially be like possessive and jealous of his partner. Because then he starts to sort of like, it seems like his fire inside, it starts to build up. So once he starts to care for that person, or starts to see that person more often, and starts to develop strong feelings, he definitely is capable of having strong feelings. So probably he's someone that I believe that not everyone has the chance to see that side of him, and probably this very intense energy that I'm getting from him, and also that he got the card of the devil. It seems like he's a very ambitious person. That probably he's giving me very possessive nature, but not in a negative way. It's just that I think that he tends to get a bit addictive or addicted to the other person's presence. So probably he's going to start to want to hang out more and more with that person, and like want to know where that person is at, what they're doing, so he can have those traits. And of course that this depends on what how the other person is going to act about this, if they're going to allow him to be like this intense, or if they're going to restrain him somehow. But I think that it's not that he always is going to show this intensity. I think that it goes like it has like it's sort of like waves, like it goes and comes and goes, comes and goes. It's a bit like interesting, but I think that um probably this is something that he wants to show. I think that this is a part of him that he wants to show in this intimate connection, because somehow he's not allowed to do this in her in I'm sorry, in his um everyday life. So I don't know why, like I get these sort of flashbacks of like I'm tired of being the nice guy, and this doesn't mean that he's not going to be nice in the relationship, but probably he doesn't like the idea of, I don't know much about Jay, but probably if people have labeled him as the nice guy or the funny guy, or like he's like, I'm much more than that. I have depth, deepness, I'm a more complex character than this. And probably in a relationship he's going to show it. Because then from the oracle of the earth wisdom, he got the card of relief. So definitely all these cards are talking to me about how this more probably a bit more obsessive and strong, intense nature of his, especially here with the femme fatale, is going to come out in the relationship. When he is in a relationship, him as a potential partner of someone, because he feels the need to release this part of himself. It seems that he had always felt like this, but he didn't have the time to show this side of him. So probably in a relationship, with all, when he starts feeling in love, or when he starts like feeling passionate about someone, he's going to start to let this other side of himself uh see the light, like, okay, I am this as well. Like, I have this very strong need. And also I think that what I'm seeing here is that probably he wants to have a sort of like power on the relationship. He probably wants to be powerful in the relationship. Like somehow he making the important choices, like decisions being made by him. Um, so but I since he has the femme fatale, it seems like it's not that he's going to go and be like to his partner, being like, okay, we are going to do what I say. It's more that he's going to use his charms and his ability to seduce to get the other person to agree to what he wants. Um, but yeah, I think that he definitely, what I'm getting here is that when he's in a relationship, he shows and displays a different side to him that is like two opposite sides in one person, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, something like that. um like and it's going to be surprising even for the other person. It's going to be like, wow, I didn't know you were like this. But actually probably because when he is in a relationship, he feels like for the first time in his life he has power, because with all his desire and his ability to seduce the other person, he's like, wow, look what I'm capable of. Look how being in love and feeling so much. Look how I am part of this connection. So I feel important. So I feel special. So I feel powerful. And it's, I think that it has to do with confidence. I think that it has to do that probably being in a relationship allows him to be like, to feel very like, wow, this is a part of my life that actually I can control, or somehow I can get to an agreement to get what I want. Like probably in the intimacy of a bond, he feels like his opinions and his presence and his efforts matter to the person that he's with. So yes, this was very interesting reading, guys. I hope that it made sense. So if you're a fan of Jay, and if you happen to know more about him, please tell me a bit more, educate me a bit, because I don't know much about Jay. Of course I know who he is, but I don't know, maybe if the cards that I pulled, somehow if you happen to notice some of these things that I described. So yes, guys, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.